My husband flipped out at our party over something so small. Now I'm wondering if this marriage is even worth it. My name is Marissa, I'm 33, and I've been married to Ryan for 6 years. For the most part, I thought our relationship was solid. We weren't perfect, sure, but I believed we had a good thing. Shared laughs, a decent rhythm, mutual respect. At least, that's what I used to think before one ridiculous incident at our own Super Bowl party sent everything spiraling. Let me give you some context. When I first met Ryan, he was electric, spontaneous, social, and always the center of attention. I loved that about him. He could make a room light up, and when we were younger, that energy was infectious. But over the years, especially after we got married, something shifted. He became this rigid, ultra-responsible version of himself. It's like he decided the fun guy had to die for the husband role to live. Meanwhile, I haven't changed much. I still love people, parties, and making memories. I work in customer engagement. Chatting with people is what I do. Ryan, on the other hand, works in logistics and has slowly turned into this quiet, brooding presence. Lately, it feels like he sees my enthusiasm as a liability rather than something to enjoy. So the party. We decided to host a Super Bowl get-together. Nothing crazy, just friends, food, and football. I was genuinely excited. I love entertaining. It's when I come alive. Ryan was less enthused. He grumbled about the cost, the cleanup, and the inevitable chaos. I brushed it off. He always complains at first but usually has a good time once people arrive. The morning of the party, I made myself a mimosa while setting up. Harmless, right? Apparently not to Ryan. He saw me holding a drink and raised an eyebrow like I was about to spiral into blackout territory. He made some snide remark about pacing myself before the guests even showed up. That irritated me. I'm a grown woman, not a teenager sneaking booze behind the garage. I told him to relax. His response? That he was just looking out for me. Please. What he was doing was hovering, waiting for me to mess up, as if having fun was suspicious behavior. Guests started arriving, including my best friend Dana and her boyfriend Alex. I've known Alex for years. He's charming, funny, and actually engages in conversation, unlike Ryan, who mostly skulks in the corner like a reluctant chaperone. Later during the game, I ended up chatting with Alex on the couch. The energy was fun, light. We were joking about something work-related, and I, admittedly a little tipsy but far from drunk, plopped down playfully on his lap. It was a quick, silly move. There was space next to him, sure, but at the moment, it felt more natural and casual. Everyone was relaxed. No one blinked. No one except Ryan. I could feel the heat of his glare from across the room. Not a minute later, he stormed over with this passive-aggressive grin and said, "Maybe you'd be more comfortable in the actual seat next to Alex." Loud enough for everyone to hear. Like I was a child being scolded. I was mortified. Completely blindsided. To avoid a scene, I got up and moved. But I was burning inside. The rest of the party I faked it. Smiling, laughing, hosting, but inside I was walking on eggshells. I could see Ryan's judgment in every glance. He was watching me, tallying drinks, dissecting conversations. It wasn't protective. It was possessive. After the guests left, he unleashed. According to him, I had crossed some sacred line. Sitting on another man's lap, even for a few seconds, was disrespectful, inappropriate, and humiliating for him. Never mind that Alex and Dana weren't bothered. Never mind that nothing actually happened. The only thing that mattered was his narrative. I apologized at first. Not because I felt guilty but because I wanted the lecture to end. I told him, "Okay, maybe that wasn't the best judgment. Sorry if it made you uncomfortable." But Ryan didn't want an apology. He wanted repentance. He wanted me to sit there and absorb his disappointment like a sponge. And when I told him that he used to flirt with women at parties, stay out until 4 a.m. without so much as a text, and come home reeking of whiskey, he went dead silent. That's his move. Retreat into wounded silence when confronted with the truth. In the days that followed, the Cold War set in. Ryan barely spoke to me. When I tried to initiate a calm discussion, he accused me of minimizing his feelings. When I mentioned that Dana didn't think the lap moment was a big deal, he accused me of ganging up on him. I couldn't win. Then came the final straw. I found out he'd gone behind my back and asked Alex if he was uncomfortable. That's right, instead of talking to me, his wife, he tried to validate his insecurity by interrogating our friend. I was livid. That's not resolving conflict, that's building a case. When I confronted him, he flipped it. "Why were you snooping through my messages?" he demanded. Classic deflection. At this point we were arguing daily. Every conversation became a tug-of-war over who had disrespected whom more. Every detail of my social behavior became a weapon. I kept track of how many times he made me feel like I had to explain myself, for laughing too hard, for talking too long, for hugging friends too closely. Then came Dana's birthday dinner a few weeks later. I tried to keep things cool, but when an old friend hugged me, just a normal polite hug, I saw Ryan's jaw clench. That was it. I was done being punished for being me. That night when we got home, he launched into another lecture about boundaries. And I snapped. I told him flat out, "I'm tired of this. Tired of you watching me like a hawk. Tired of apologizing for being warm and friendly. Tired of you making me feel like I need permission to be myself. If I have to censor who I am to make you feel secure, maybe this marriage isn't right for either of us." His response: "If you want to act single so bad, maybe you should be single." I didn't flinch. Maybe I should. I moved into the guest room that night. The silence between us now isn't just tension, it's distance. A growing heavy space filled with unsaid truths and unmet expectations. And I'm starting to realize that maybe Ryan doesn't want a partner. Maybe he wants a version of me that never really existed. And I'm done trying to become her.